Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals, how you doing? Yeah, I'm just going to show you today these little doodads. They're part of my tidying up process at the moment. Glue pages, as per usual, way too many of those, so get to use up some of those at the same time, but I've been trying to use up the scraps on my desk after projects. Yeah, I get totally overwhelmed by scraps and they just go in my scrap tub, and then it just gets too much in the end of the day. There's just too much stuff in there and I don't know how to deal with it a lot of the time. So yeah, these are ones I made recently after I was doing some projects. As you can see, these ones have been made into like tag bases. Yeah, but you know, I've cut around these and made them into tags by backing them onto some brown paper, but I don't really even think it's necessary to do that, to be honest. They would make, as they are sort of rough and ready without being trimmed around, make great, tucks and pockets for the side of pages, or even just decorative elements for the side of a page in a journal. Yeah, you could make bookmarks out of them, like I've done in here. You can make tags out of them. Yeah, I guess you can do all sorts of things with them, either trimmed down at the sides or just left raw, as those other ones are that I have not yet backed. So, but anyway, I'll show you what I do. I am going to tear up a few little bits and pieces for scrap for this because, well, to be honest, I don't have any scraps on my desk, because as you can see up there on the right hand side, maybe there's some little clusters as well that I will also show you how I made with what's left over from making these. So yeah, I'm on a bent to try and get things a bit under control when I can, because I've always got tons of glue pages lying around, and yeah, why not try and use the scraps as I make them? That's not always going to work, obviously, but I'm doing my best at the moment, so let's hope I can keep it up. The first thing I do is glue down this side flap of these glue pages, because the glue pages, their nature is to not be glued particularly well, so I just want them to be properly glued shut. So that's all I require of them. So I'll glue a few, and then we will grab a few scraps out of my scrap bin to tear up, and yeah, we'll get something done. Okay, after fossicking around a bit, this is what I've come up with. It is still scrap. It did all come out of my scrap bin, but yeah, I'm going to make it smaller. Because, yeah, that's what we do. So, yes, this is all out of my scrap bin. Some of the bigger bits will go back. I don't need all of this, but yeah, I'm just going to tear a bit of it into smaller pieces so that I can get more of a sort of patchwork look, and then we'll get to sticking them down. Now, when I do stick these down, I'm not fussy about it, as long as they're stuck in some fashion. I'm going to sew over the top of these. Now, if you're not going to sew because you don't have a machine or you don't like to, then yeah, you'll probably want to be a bit more careful about sticking them down. I'm just using a glue stick. I'm putting some glue stick on the glue page base, and then just sticking down the scraps on the top. Occasionally I'll pop a bit more glue on the back of a scrap, or on the front of a scrap to glue something else down, but yeah, mostly they're just getting tacked down until I can get them to the sewing machine. As you can see, it's just a grab and go sort of situation. I'm also not too concerned that I'm covering all of this base. If a little bit of this text peeks through here and there, it's not really a concern. Yeah, I'm just using it as a base, but I find text as decorative as anything else. So as you can see, I'm actually sticking some text down. So yeah, a little bit of the text relief peeking through is not an issue. So I do cover up most of it. Right, I did a few more of those off camera, and now it's time to move on to using the very last of these little scraps. This is how I've been making those little snippets you see up there on the right hand side. I will include a photo of those ones in the end. I didn't show them during the video. So yeah, I'm just trying to use up all this stuff before it ends up piling up again. So this is what I've been doing with the leftovers of the leftovers, if you like. Just putting them in a little pile on a bit of glue page, sticking a staple through them, and then just snipping it off at a suitable length and moving on to the next one. So yeah, at the moment seems to be taking care of the scraps, although I may very shortly end up being buried in snippets and these tag bases or whatever they might be. So I'm probably just exchanging one problem for another, but at least I feel like I'm doing something. I'll leave it up to you whether or not any of this is a good idea. And although I try to just use what's on my desk, I do resort to grabbing a tiny piece of fabric that I spy off to my left-hand side in my scrap bin. And just pop a little bit of that on. It's a sort of a browny colour and seemed to suit the scraps that I had. So, yeah, I'll just use up a couple of little bits of that while I'm at it. And there you go. That's what we made with our pile of scraps today. There's not much left, is there? So I'm pretty happy about that. I'm going to take these sort of tag base businesses off and give them a quick sew around, and then stop and show you, and I'll leave you out with a couple of photographs of everything so that you can see what we've done today. I will leave it up to you whether or not you think this is a good idea. I'm feeling better about it, so I suppose that's all that really matters as far as my scraps are concerned. But yeah, if you would like to give it a go as well, or you think that it's a dreadful idea, feel free to let me know. Alright guys, thanks for being here today. It's been great crafting with you, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.